Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Just going to get set up real quick. So today I would like to talk about the principles of living a life of greater value. Living a life of greater value is a journey marked by personal growth and positive impact. Rooted in our values, our goals, our visions, and actions. This journey is unique to every individual person. Number one would be to define your values. Identifying and clarifying what is most important to you: family, health, career, community involvement. True love begins with living for the sake of others, reflecting on values of altruistic and selflessness. So just defining like what you hold in importance to you, if it's your family, your health, your community involvement, like find out what is most important to you and define your values and what is important as your values. So number two would be setting goals. Establishing clear and meaningful goals that are in line with your core values. The purpose of life is to experience joy through love, aligning your goals with the pursuit of joy and love. So setting goals in your life, whatever that may be, and align that with your values. So first having your values and then setting your goals with your values. Number three would be continuously learning. Committing a lifelong learning to constantly expand your knowledge and your skill set. So for example, you could pick a career or something you want to learn about. And if they kind of say like knowledge is power, right? If you're continuously learning and you're growing and you're experiencing, through learning, you have so much power because you know more. So number three would be continuously learning. Number four would be practicing gratitude. Cultivate a sense of appreciation for the present moment and the people in your life. Gratefulness leads to an open heart and presence of God, cultivating gratitude to deepen your spiritual connection. So one skill set I like to do is I like to, sometimes when you're really busy in your schedule and then you kind of forget to be grateful about life because you're constantly moving and you're working and you're doing different things. So one thing I like to do is when I feel like I haven't recently been grateful for the things I have, I literally will sit in my car or on my way to work and I'll be like, okay, well, here's 10 things, that I'm grateful for. If it's my family, my kids, my work, my job. And then I make a list in my head of the things I am grateful for. So gratefulness leads, I can't remember if I did this. So the quote is, gratefulness leads to an open heart and the presence of God, cultivating gratitude to deepen your spiritual connection. So gratitude does help your relationship with God, and it does open that spiritual connection because you're grateful for your life and you're grateful for the things you've been given, which is really quite precious. Number five would be helping others. Living, actively contributing to your community and supporting causes that are meaningful to you. So you could be doing something in your community by helping others. You could be in your everyday life. You could just simply open doors, or you could work with the local mayor, or you could, just something as simple as bring someone in need soup. There's so many different ways you can help others. But living for others is the principle of a heavenly happiness. Engaging in service is a fundamental expression of divine love. So by helping others, you can feel that divine love of God. So it's really important to help others and to think of others on a daily scale. So number six is prioritizing well-being. So I think we talked about this at one point, how it's really important to prioritize your well-being. Taking care of your physical and mental health to ensure that you are your best. So I think I shared that one story about how when I was just gave birth to my daughter, you know, I was at this one point where I stopped taking care of myself, right? I was just like so tired and exhausted every day. I was like looking really raggedy, and then my best friend came in and said, she's like, Simone, you can't do that. You have to first take care of yourself so you can take care of others. And it's true. If we're embodiments of God, and we have to first take care of ourselves and our spiritual beings, and then it gives us a better position to help others, right? So just even taking the time and going to the beach and sitting there and just zoning out, or if you've had a stressful day at work and you need to go get your nails done, or maybe the guys need to go to their man cave, you know, there's so many different things, but taking that time for yourself, that way you can come back and do more and be like, give more, right? Because if you're fully energized, then you have so much more energy to give. And that's also taking care of God, right? When you're taking care of yourself, because we are, you know, embodiments of God. We're God's creation, so it's really important to do that. So I'm going to go over them one more time. So define your values, set your goals, continuously learning, practice gratitude, help others, and prioritizing well-being. Number 7 is to be mindful. Engaging in mindfulness practices to live in the present and reduce the stress. This is actually something I think I'm like still learning, because I'm constantly like working and I'm going and I'm doing many different things, and then I'm rushing all the time, and then sometimes I forget to live in the present moment. And that's actually one reason I feel like, for me, I'm really grateful like when I get to do like home visits, or I get to meet somebody at a cafe, because it's like I get to sit with someone and have one-on-one time, and then I can totally zone out and focus on this person and just really hear their story and just, you know, get that quality of time, right? So just being able to actually live in the present moment and enjoy the present moment is really important, because we are here for those moments. Those are the chapters to our story. So mindfulness brings us closer to experiencing God's presence in every moment, practicing mindfulness as a form of spiritual discipline. So when we are living in the present moment, we are practicing spiritual discipline in that moment. So I'm going to go over them again. Define your values, set your goals, continuously learning, practice gratitude, helping others, prioritize well-being, be mindful, and number 8 would be embrace challenges. View adversity as an opportunity for growth and building resilience. Adversity shapes the soul and brings us closer to divine purpose. Understanding the challenges are opportunities for growing and spiritual deepening. So when we are embracing challenges in our everyday life, many different people act different ways towards challenges. Some people get so frustrated and they just like flop down and they're like, oh, I can't do this, you know. But if we take it as an opportunity to learn and to grow and to go forward, that is where we can really, with our fullest potential, really grow towards God, because we're learning, we're challenging ourselves, we're growing through that. We're growing, we're becoming the best person we can be. One example would be if you look at a school, like a nursery or something, and you know the kids, they're there, and like some of the kids, for example, they won't want to learn, so they'll flop down on the floor. Where the other kids, they're like trying their hard, they don't know how to figure it out, but they're trying, they're working, and then you can see at the end of the year that they're the ones that accelerate, right? They're the ones that achieve. So what kind of person do you want to be when you come into a situation that you need a challenge in your life? You want to grow and become successful with this challenge. So number 9 would be build relationships. Invest in nurturing meaningful connections with friends, family, and colleagues. So building relationships in your community actually is really helpful to both the community but also to yourself. Like, you get a level of spiritual growth within that, but also the community really does, impact, help, and it really does impact, right? For example, if you join a club, or I know the Weatheralls are part of the yacht club, and they invest a lot of time with helping out the yacht club, or if you get active in your community, like with the local mayor, or you can really just connect with those people. So when you have spiritual growth first as an individual, and you're growing to perfect yourself, and then from there you kind of go out into the community and you make relationships with the community, you can positively impact everybody that you reach out to, and they can kind of see God's light through you. And you can really bring a lot of joy, and then also you build a lot of relationships along the way. So true relationships are grounded in the principles of divine love and mutual respect. Foster connections that reflect these sacred principles. Number 10 is seek purpose. Purpose, activities, and roles that you give your life is a sense of meaning and purpose. So a lot of people, especially like, for example, me, purpose is actually a really important thing to me. Like, constantly with everything I'm doing, if I ever stay in a position, I always have to be like, well, what is my purpose? Why am I taking this job? What is the bigger role in this? Where is the greater good? So purpose is really important, especially to people when they get older, because there needs to be a sense of like, where are we going? Where are we, like, when we pass on, where are we going, right? We want to know that we live good lives, and we want to know that our track record along the way, you really did hit those landmarks. So having a sense of purpose, either in your community, maybe as a father, as a brother or a sister, just having a sense of community is really, really important. So each life has a unique purpose aligned with God's greater plan. Discover and pursue your God-given purpose. Number 11 is adapt and innovate. Stay open to change and creative approach problem solving. So when you are really open to the world, and you're open to, like, a lot of situations will come at you and you can't control those situations, but if you're flexible meeting these situations or these challenges, then you can really find a creative approach to actually solve those problems. For example, I used to be a wedding event coordinator. There was so many problems. Like, one thing that made me good at my job as the event coordinator was, out of nowhere, the cake would fall apart. Well, what do? You have to literally think and be like, okay, I have to like reshape this thing. I have to like grab some flowers and like start stacking them up and make it a beautiful trail going down the cake. Or, for example, maybe maybe somebody doesn't show up. You have to think outside the box, right? So many different things, many creative approaches can really solve those problems. So adoption and innovation are expressions of creative potential endowed by God. Embrace change. Change is a part of your divine nature. Number 12 would be to give back. Make a positive contribution to society through volunteering and help those in need. So just going out into your community, helping people, giving back, like, these are really important things for your own spiritual growth, just taking care of your community and giving back on some level. Number 13 would be reflect and evolve. Through regular assets and reflections on life, making adjustments to align and elevate through your goal and your values and goals. So when you're reflecting, there's many different ways you can do this. One would be through prayer, you know, because like when you're reporting to God, you're reflecting on maybe your daily schedule, or you're reflecting on you're kind of offering it all up and you're thinking about the process. But also, even just like, you know, even if you're every day, you just close your eyes and you think about your day, or maybe you think about a year from now, the past year, or maybe you think about your life and you think about all the things that you went through and all the struggles and all the pain that you went through. There's lessons to be learned, right? You're reflecting to learn and to grow, and by reflecting and looking in the things that have happened and how far you've come, you know, you can really grow from that. So reflection is actually quite important, because when you're reflecting back on a situation, there's a lot of things that you can learn. And also, my personal thoughts, which is not probably everybody's thoughts, but my thoughts is that things happen, right? Negative situations happen. And sometimes it causes us a lot of pain. But with that situation, it's also an opportunity to learn and to grow and to experience, you know, God's heart through this situation, because people are different. Situations are different. We come into different situations, and there's a lot of, you know, it could cause us a lot of pain, and we can hold on to a lot of resentment, or this could be an opportunity to learn and to grow and to be like, okay, well, this happened, so what did I learn from all this, right? So reflection also helps elevate us to a whole new level of being like, okay, I'm going to be better than this, and I'm going to learn from this experience, and I'm going to rise above this experience. So reflection is great for that, but it's also good to just offer it up and clear out your mind and your heart and your spirit. Like, there's so many good things that this can do for us, and that way we can feel weightless. So I'm going to go over them one more time real quick. So it's define your values, set your goals, continuously learn, practice gratitude, help others, prioritize well-being, being mindful, embrace challenges, build relationships, seek purposes, adapt and innovate, give back, and reflect and evaluate. Living a life of greater value is both a personal journey and a spiritual quest. It's about aligning your actions with your deepest values and the principles and principles of the divine. Therefore, making a positive impact on yourself and those around you. Embrace these principles to navigate your life with purpose and fulfillment and a sense of contributing to the greater good. So today I wanted to share this because I felt like a lot of times our divine principles, like the lessons we should be practicing in our life, sometimes we don't fully understand the principles of what we should be practicing, right? And there's a lot to the divine principles, but how do we apply, right? And there's many different ways, but this I felt like was more of a realistic viewpoint. And I don't know if you noticed, but there was like little quotes, like quotes that were insights from the divine principle in this. And this is just on one scale of how we can kind of apply this to our lives and how we can just learn and grow as individuals and really just create a better community. All right, thank you.